So today Cheyenne is going to learn dowsing. We've actually done a trial run just to give her a little bit of practice on handling the dowsing rods. And she's learning that you keep the dowsing rods kind of horizontal to the ground and then allow the tips to drop just a little bit. We have to find the opening to a septic tank because we have to have our septic tank drained, and it didn't have, wasn't properly marked. Yeah, we could go check the offices and find out where the map is, but we're going to do with the dowsing rods today. So Cheyenne now has 2 dowsing rods, and if you'll watch those rods, she's going to ask the rods to say yes. And she won't ask out loud. There you go. Those rods have crossed over now. She doesn't even have to ask out loud. She's just asking in her mind. When you ask the dowsing rods to say yes, they will cross over into a form of an X. If you ask the dowsing rods to say no, they should open up. Now she's kind of new at this, so they're trying to open up a little bit. There you go. She's asked them to say no and they're opening up. Now she's going to ask the dowsing rods if there is a septic tank inside our yard. They have answered her yes. Now she's going to ask the rods to take her to the septic tank, which is a large body of water under the ground. So she's going to ask them to take her, and you notice they've both straightened out and they're pointing her in a direction. And she's now just going to follow that direction, and as they crisscross back over, she will stop and let them readjust and refine their bearings. So she's just going to slowly walk the direction that they're pointing. If they start to cross too soon, she'll pause. Could be the way she's holding them or a distraction in her mind. Okay, hold up a second and let me get in front of you again. We had to go past the house. She's going to ask the rods to take her to the septic tank. Now she's going to follow them some more. I'm kind of in her way here. Okay, now she didn't know this morning. She was out feeding the animals and milking the goats. And while she was doing that, Walt and I came at the house, and stand right there, Cheyenne, because you're crisscrossed over that right there. Now ask again if you are directly over the septic tank. It says she is. Well, we're going to have to think about that for a minute. Just stand right there and relax your arms and clear your mind. Just go ahead and drop them down. Touch the soil with them. Kind of wake them up. Okay, now just stand there and hold them, and I'm going to tell the people what we found. Walt and I came out today, and we found the clean-out drain next to the house. When we found the clean-out drain, Walt took a metal band, and it's about 20 feet long. So he put it in that clean-out drain, and what he found is that the clean-out drain is actually going the direction that Cheyenne is over there. So we lined it up, and we actually found that, according to his measurements, we're thinking that the septic is actually, the entrance to the septic is right here, where that little purple dog toy is. So we're going to ask Cheyenne again to ask the rods if there is a closer point to the outlet. And she has now asked that of the rods, and they are saying yes. Now she's going to relax the rods, and she's going to ask the rods to take her to that closer point of the clean out. And they're pointing straight out. She's going to very gradually follow them till they cross. Okay, they have actually crossed over again right there where Walt seems to think the septic clean out is. So we're taking his methodical method of measuring the clean out, and he's had a rod that he's been poking in the ground. And now he's going to trust that Chyanne has spoken to the elements and found water. This is very simple. Chyanne has never handled these rods until this morning. It's not magic, folks. It is as simple as using a meter, an electronic meter device. But it's a much older fashion. Okay, now you can hear that that rod just made a different sound, and he's hitting something. How far down is it?
About a foot.
About a foot down. Okay, well we're going to dig right there, and we're going to see what Chyanne came up with her fancy metal dowsing rods. Chyanne? Maybe someday I'll hide a diamond and gold ring and let you find it, and if you can find it, it's yours, okay?
We'll see about that.
Okay, so Walt is digging right where Chyanne told him to dig with the dowsing rods. And he's dug down a little bit. We're hearing it start to scrape now. And sure enough, he's run into concrete. Right there. So we've used a little bit of common sense. We opened the clean out over there and found which way it directed the flow. We followed it with a 20-foot tape, which is approximately normal for installation of a septic. And then we allowed Chyanne to use the dowsing rods, and she found this. I think Walt's probably going to let me dig for a while now.
Or we'll get the pig over here.
Or we'll get the pig over here. Chyanne, you found the septic. Come look at where you found the septic. Now all you knew was to walk by the dowsing rods. You had no idea that we had pre-measured this. Look inside that hole. That's cement. That's the concrete septic block. There's a big box inside the dirt right there where all of the poop from the house goes.
Ew.
So there's the real laborer. We've got the tank, top of the tank is exposed. We've just found the clean out hole.
It got covered up again.
It's all covered with dirt, but Teresa's working it. She had it exposed once with a little lifting ring. So now we got to dig out a couple of feet around that hole. And we've only been at it probably half an hour, 40 minutes. And it's probably saved us several $100s for the cost of the guy when he gets here to pump it out. So I just wanted you to see the real worker here.
Save the cost of a backhoe. Because you got a backhoe. I mean a backhoe.
Huh.
And there it is. Right about here is where Chyanne said it was with her dowsing rods. And then we didn't know quite where the lid was. So we dug around a bit. And there's the lid. Now we'll call the gentleman to come over and pump it out. Easy as that. Took about an hour. From finding with the dowsing rods to digging it out.